Hey, what's going on YouTube? Alabama Reloader here. So here we go. I think it's JP Quad, maybe. I can't think of the guy's YouTube username, but he had commented on my last Frankford Arsenal video about concentricity. I don't know if you went in and deleted your comment after you made the comment or what, but I can't see it. So I don't know if YouTube flagged it for whatever reason, won't let me see it, but I tried to respond to it, and I've tried every different way to go in and reply to your comment through email, through the inbox on YouTube, and it's not letting me. So my plan was to check the concentricity of this guy. He had commented and said that, you know, these are supposed to be well regarded for their concentricity and their run out potential for reloading and stuff. So I had checked my concentricity. Oh, it was on some 338, the Hornady stuff. I had checked these guys. The 25 that I had loaded up and shot, those groups right there that I loaded up with H1000, I had checked those as far as concentricity went and had pretty good results. I was using the T7 and everything was coming in less than 0.002 when I was checking it. So, and a lot of it was around 1. Which is good as what I expect, you know, or even better actually, because I'm not using a premium die set. I'm using just your standard RCBS 2 die set. Yeah, that's, you know, I'm not doing any fancy super whiz bang brass prep, whatever. It was just brand new brass, brand new Lapua brass that I followed the same process I'd follow on all new brass. I run it up into the sizing die, which is, where is it at now? Oh Lord, there it is, right back there. Yeah, you reload a couple of sessions, and all of a sudden your bench just goes to crap. But there's the reloading, the resizing die there. So pretty much all I did was, you know, run the brass up into the die enough to run the expander ball through the mouth of the case, just to round everything out, and then go through the standard reloading process. Well, I wanted to compare how this would perform on loaded rounds versus this guy. Okay, I think you can catch these on sale for $200. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think typically they're $249.99, but I believe you can find them on sale sometimes for like $199. This guy, freaking expensive. I don't even know the price. I would imagine $300 or more for this guy. And this was on sale for $296 when I bought it. So $300 for this press. So yeah, so you've got, you know, some pretty expensive options over here, or more expensive options over here versus over here. So how did it compare? So what I did real quick, just to explain to you guys what I did. I took the sizing die, okay, and I only had 25 rounds left of this stuff. So I broke it down into, I did 9 rounds on the Frankford Arsenal, 8 rounds on the T7, and 8 rounds on the Reading Big Boss 2. So not a huge sample size per press. I get that, all you folks who care about statistics out there. Not a big sample size. Okay, whatever. I only had 25 of those left. I didn't feel like loading anything else up. But what I did, I took the sizing die, put it in the T7, you know, I had 25 new pieces of brass, ran them up, got the case mouth through the expander, back down. So I did it 8 times here, I did it 8 times here, and then I did it 9 times over here, okay? From there, I followed my normal standard process. I came over here, I ran everything through the chamfer, deburr, and ran a brush through the case mouth, okay? I did that as I always do, just normal brass prep operation. After that, I already had the dies, the seating dies still left in the T7 from the last time I loaded them up, and it was still set. So I didn't want to mess with that. That was the path of least resistance. So I loaded up the middle guys first, because that was how I did everything in my block. Frankford Arsenal, T7, Big Boss 2. So I reloaded these 8 right here. All right, loaded them up first, and it's 91.6 grains of H1000, in case you're keeping score at home. That was the load that shot the best. So we're just going to duplicate that load and roll with it. Really, this was for concentricity purposes, but I want to see if that load can be validated, right? So I loaded up those 8 first, okay? From there, I took the die out, because I figured the setting would be extremely close and I wouldn't have to adjust a whole lot if I just transferred it over to the Big Boss 2. Figured it would be pretty close, which it was. I don't think it was exact. I think I had to tweak just a little bit, but not much. So I transferred it from here down to the single stage. So then I loaded these next 8 right here. And then finally, you know, what was going to require the most tweaking of the die was taking the lock ring off, you know, screwing it into the die block, getting everything set, getting it tightened up, and then rolling with that. So I did the Frankfurt Arsenal last. One note, something that, again, I really like about this press was the amount of clearance that it allows you to have when you're trying to load one of these guys. Okay, this is a big freaking round. All right, we're loading it to 3.735 inches. All right, that's just a long freaking round. So, oh, whoops. Let's see. So when you pop it into your press, I mean, look at that. Look at that guy. I mean, that's up in that's a 6.5 Grendel die, by the way. But it doesn't leave you a lot of clearance on this single stage press. Same thing for the T7. Okay, there's just you're pushing the bullet up into the die and then performing the seating operation. There's just not a lot of clearance to just set the die or set the bullet straight onto the case and run it up into the die. Now over here, on the other hand, and one of the issues I was having was this thing sitting a little bit funky whenever you drop it down. It's got something to do with that guy right there. For some reason, you know, whenever the case comes back down, all right, I don't know if you guys can see it or not. I can't get a good angle of it. Yeah, whatever. So it cants the bullet kind of backwards for this guy, for the 338 Lapua mag, which kind of sucks. It is a little bit of a pain. I found myself having to just make sure I had my hand there ready to catch, you know, the cartridge as it came out, so that way I wouldn't bring it all the way down. Then it would hit that, you know, the big freaking rod of death, that thing, the big spear. Because as soon as it comes down and it hits that, you know, the bullet wants to cant and fall over, or at least in my experience, that's what it did. So yeah, so that was kind of annoying, but what I did like was the fact that, I mean, look at how much clearance you have. I mean, that's huge. That's a fair amount of, hey, I can set the bullet in there. And of course there's a, you know, this bullet's freaking massive, but still I didn't have to do, you know, kind of the finagling that I had to do on the other presses, where I had to sort of tilt the bullet, you know, push it up into the die and then set it down. I was able to set the bullet straight onto the case and reload. So I thought that was cool. That was one thing I'll comment on. That was nice. Now, as far as the concentricity results go, I didn't write anything down. I mean, this isn't a huge sample size. I'll just kind of give you a general, hey, here's what I saw. Again, not a big sample size. But out of these 9 for the Frankford Arsenal, the worst I saw was less than 2 thousandths. It was just a hair over 1.5 thousandths of run out. For the T7, the worst was 3 thousandths. All right, so a little over 1.5 for the Frankford Arsenal, right at 3 thousandths, and that was only one. And that was the worst. So the worst one on the Frankford Arsenal, it was like I'd say probably close to like 1.7, 1.75 roughly. You know, I'm eyeballing at that point. But then after that, the rest of them were 1,000th or under. Okay, so really good performance there. For the T7, the worst one was 3 thousandths. And then, you know, I think one of them was 2 thousandths, and then the rest were 1 and under. For this Big Boss, the Redding, the Big Boss single stage, the worst was 2 thousandths was one of them, and then the rest were 1,000th and under. So there you go. That's quick, dirty concentricity results. Frankford Arsenal wins is what it is. We'll do some more testing, but there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope y'all have a good one, and stay tuned for more testing on that guy. All right, we'll catch y'all next time. Y'all have a good one.